I just tell the truth. And telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. That's simply it.
This is The Straight Talk with Brian Dunn. Talk straight, talk straight, talk straight.
But this O is always there. Then you see the Owens with the polystyrene cup. They say half. They call it a shoot. They hit it one time. After a couple of minutes, the O is warm. You see, taking off his jacket, he hits a guy. Then we're sitting outside and we can chill. But this O is in winter, yeah, he's famous, bruh. He's Old Brown. The only problem I don't like about Old Brown, when I drink it neat, heartburn. I drink it too much, bruh. So Old Brown and milk stout, ish. Tastes the same.
What the smell?
It tastes the same. My heart is milk.
I know.
But you know where this style is famous? From Port Shepstone right up to Mthatha. This style. This is a closer style, this thing. The Transkei. But that's the only, like, from like PE to Cape Town. I don't know Ciskei. I've only been from East London. I only know Transkei. I know Transkei, Butterworth, Mazeppa Bay. Because my grandfather fishes there. Even right now, where my grandfather's staying now is in Transkei. Because we have a fishing house there. You check the fishing club's house. You get what I'm saying? My grandfather talk every language, my guy. Every language. That man grew up in Sapphire Town, my man. You ask him, you look, and you know what my grandfather's skin is this color, ne? Eh? See how my grand is white, ne? You ask my grandfather like this, who's your father? He'll tell you my grandfather is delusional, bro. I love white people, mother. He'll say, no, my timer was this. His sister, my grandfather is not his sister. It's his cousin or something. She is a teacher in London. She wrote a book of biography on her surname. It's Wagner. Her surname's Wagner. And she explains it in the book. No. When the Waigner came through, Wagner, you check, when they came through German side, they stopped here through Angola, Namibia. They stopped in Namibia. And when they got to Namibia, they got two boys for them. They call them boys or slaves or what. And then at that time, in the 1700s and that, when you are property of this person, your name turns to that person. It's like Adam Cock. Adam was the master's name. What was his profession? Cooking. Cock. So now, if his name was Tutatu, whatever, there's no more that name, you check. It's Adam Cock. You check. It's like these guys what came in February, March, the slaves of, when the slaves first came, they were months. After months, they went biblical names. After biblical names, then they went to the white names. But when they went to the white names, they changed it. You get what I'm saying? Because you get a MacDonald with an MAC Donald, then you get MC Donald. You get what I'm saying? Like my father, he's MAC Donald. He's not MC Donald. Because the Mlungus are MC Donald. It's like me, I went to school with a Ryan Wagner, né? His surname is Waigner, but you say Wagner. You check. When I type my surname into like the iPhone and I say speak there or whatever on Google and say speak, it says Wagner. It says Wagner because it's from where? Germany. You get what I'm saying? It originates from Germany side. But then where did the Germans land in Africa? Namibia. You get what I mean? Where is the runaways from Namibia? Where did they settle? They settled in settled in KZN Coxton. Because Shaka Zulu gave. I was telling Ruben what my grandfather told me. That land called Coxton, it doesn't belong to the Xhosas, it doesn't belong to the Zulus. It was a no-man land. You get what I mean? It was the Sotho, Eastern Cape, KZN. You see, he says that land was no man's land. But Shaka said to these people, and he said there's a name Shaka, and there's a girl from Cape Town, she went to KZN, to the Zulu land, and they said this name to her. There's a name they call her Khaled in Zulu, man. My cousin's cousin, no, my cousin's child. But there's a deep name of it. And that's where the name came from Adam Cock. So Adam Cock made a pact with who? Shaka. And that's how Cock started now. Griqua East. Remember Adam Cock started Griqua West is where it's in Bloemfontein. is that area, Free States. That's where the real land of the Griquas. When we say Griqua, we're talking the slaves, the real land of the slaves started. But then that's Adam Cock the first. Adam Cock the third ends up in Cockstad because he was running away from the Burekis. Because the Burekis were running after their slaves. That's the only reason the trek happened. The trek happened is because these people didn't. When the slaves came here and they saw Muntu Mnyama, and they were Nigritos, when they saw Muntu Mnyama, they say, "Yay, there's people here. We can what look like us." You know what I mean? I don't have to be a house slave. You get what I mean? When he ran, whoever he met, like Adam Cox's mother is a but it's a Xhosa and a Twi mixed. I forgot what that tribe is called, but that's guy talking. That's Adam Cox's mother. She was the chief. She was the princess actually. You check. Adam Cock was Adam Cock. That was Adam Cox's mother. Adam Cock was a slave. Adam Cox's father was a slave. Yeah, Adam Cox's father was a slave. When these two came together, Adam Cock comes out, and what the master calls Adam Cock the third when he comes out, he calls him Griqua. You see, that's why he gives him that name. He gives him the name Griqua. Like Greek or Christians or Greekins, like how Paul was called a Christian, or he gives him that name Griqua. So these old, what they said, no, my brother. There is places where we can stay. There's vibe. When they ran away from the Cape, they came to where they settle now today. It's called Bloemfontein. But understand the story. When they came from Cape Town to Bloemfontein, there was no wars recorded with these people. You get me? History from the elders say, my grandfather says that when they were running this side, the Boers were having a hard time with the Twi. So the Boers wanted this labor. So they went hunting after this labor. You get me? And then these guys, when they saw them in Free State area, they saw hospitality. These people were trading in coins. They were trading in coins, which they learned from the natives. Because remember in 1488, Bolatelli Diaz says, I saw the Twi, the Xhosa, the Tonga, the Shona, the Tswana, the Zulu, the Nguni. What they were doing? They were trading in gold and bronze coins. You see, that's a very advanced in 1488. So that's what he learns, and then they bring it up as a society thing. When the Boers end up getting to Free State, that's why he had to run to KZN and ask help from who? I don't think, but it's a Dingano Shango, one of them, someone there in the Zulu, what. As well, and then they give him Cockstad, and they say this is no man's land. You check. That's why when you understand Cockstad doesn't know what name it must be. Must it be Eastern Cape? Must it be KZN? Must it be Eastern Cape? Because they can change it 1,000 times. Example like Karankua. You get what I'm saying? Karankua, not long ago, it was Northwest. Look at it now. You know what I mean? Like Julius was saying about the areas were stuck in regions. Benda was a region. It wasn't part of South Africa. You needed a passport to come here. So, Botswana something. Also, he talks about that guy. That was also its own region. So what he says,
Karangu was part of Buddhism.
And it's part of Northwest. Yeah. Yes, that's Tswana's land. So what Julius Malema says, look at these people, they had their own region. Back then they needed a dompas or a passport, to travel to come to Gauteng and go back. All those right here. So, we opened the borders when we came and united as South Africa. You see? So, opening the borders for it makes a lot of sense. Opening borders for the foreigners is not going to hurt us. It's actually not going to help us. Because we can't say we're Africans and not let African people come in. And then if we're talking foreigners, we need to also talk a lot of things. Chinese people, Arabians, whites, Boers. You get what I mean? We have to talk a lot of things. Okay, how do these people get here now? You get me? If we're talking foreigners. Remember, the Ethiopians we're seeing now are not the Ethiopians we saw back then. This is the Arab slave trade Ethiopians with the straight hair came in. They look like Indians. These Ethiopians, and one thing you must understand, the curse was only given to the people. Ethiopia falls on the Southern Africa. And it says in the scripture, beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. My supplements even pray for me. We are beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. So what the people say, they say, the Twi or the Canaanites But the Ethiopians are Danites. Okay, sharp. Let me ask this question. All Israel is going through a curse right now. All Israel is going through a curse as we're speaking. All 12 tribes. How come this tribe is special? And they've never, ever been in a curse. Same like the Lembe. Never, ever been in the curse. You get what I'm saying? But we're calling these people. You know what I mean? Have they ever been colonized, Ethiopia? Do you know of Ethiopia being colonized? Why they've never been colonized? Because they were selling the fucking slaves to the Arab people. There's a book about it. Where the Ethiopians of South Africa, a lot of them were getting sold to the Arabs by the Buddhas from his own people. You get what I'm saying? So those people who are getting sold, we can say they are Danites. But Ethiopia don't have a lot of Danites. Remember where Sheba comes from. Wasn't this Sheba comes from these areas? Sheba comes from these areas where Haile Selassie and them say they come from. Sheba comes from this area. Sheba the queen. Solomon married or what. Comes from this area. But what Sheba practiced? Sheba practiced religion of the Queen of Heaven. We were talking about it in the group today. Diana, Madonna, Esther, Ashista or Esther or Easter. You check? This is the person that Sheba was praying to. You get what I'm saying? So in that area, in Sheba's land, there was no Israelites. You get what I'm saying? All the Israelites were where? Yeah. We just saw today where is the Anak, the city of Anak in Ghana. It's the people from Ghana said this. The city of Anak is there. We saw this. So it tells us the giants are there. That's why these funny people. And then what do we know about the Israelites? The Israelites, they have 10 lines. 50 shades of brown, but they have 10 lines. When I say 10 line, yeah, he's dark, yeah, he's white. But why these Sudanese, Ethiopians, and what? They one color from the head. You see, from the head to the toe, bruh. They one color. There's no tan line. It shows you the genetic, the blood. So my question to a lot of people, like, I like what Bishop Nathaniel says, and he says it the best, bruh. He says it like, and I love it because I want all these. You see, like the group we used to be in, me and Ruben, they used to like telling us, oh, the what, or the Canaanites. But there comes Bishop Nathaniel from Israel United in Christ. And he goes through Sarah Batman and the South African slave. And he says Sarah Batman is a Hottentot tribe. And he explains the Queen of Venus and what. And he gives scriptures to what happened to Sarah Batman and what will happen to the Israelites. And he concludes and says this. We don't need DNA. We only need the Bible to show you the truth. If this lady suffered as the Israelites were told how they're going to suffer in Deuteronomy 28 or Leviticus 26, how they were prophesied, hey, this was going to come to pass. You want to know? So now you have the South African Israelite community. That's why I'm not doing this thing that we started, this outreach. We started it, my brother. Before any group started it, I can tell you who was there. But I had a problem with this thing. Because ignorantly, they were ignoring the signs that were written in the Bible and they were going to prove of man. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? And yet these people are contradictors because they follow Bishop Nathaniel. And the leader, the elder of our group is married to a colored woman. So it was very hypocritical because, and then another thing, they were justifying it and doing bullshit because they saw Reuben as a white skin. And I saw Reuben's father. So they cannot judge it that way. They can't just come to my granny and say, hey, you are Mlungu because my granny got white skin and straight hair. No, but how come her children don't have those things? If her genes, it's her genes. How come it's not? Because the law goes by the bloodline. No matter you see, thank you. Trevor Noah can go mix with 100,000 black women, my bra. His kids will never be black because his father's white. No matter how much, even he knows he's not colored. Even the coloreds, what are using DA and using this whole white movement nonsense, are not colored. Those are mixed race, half Naires nonsense. The real coloreds are slaves. The guy said colored means melanated skin. Remember the negritos. What is a negro? A negro is a Moor. Is of dark skin, brown skin. So coloreds now are slaves. No matter where you go in the world, one word, bruh. The Americans like to say, no, it's the same fucking shit, bro. That's why they must go listen to this lady, what, Inkanyazi, that Kosa lady. Yeah, they must go listen to her nicely. She's in America, but she talks facts. She will tell you straight that the coloreds were slaves, just like how the black Americans were. They were slaves. But then we have a propaganda machine that comes in, and then now we have these half-Nayers what get put in a group area act with us and other tribes. You get what I'm saying? And then in these other tribes, what we are told, you colored, you black, you Indian, you my grandfather and his first cousin, bruh. First cousin. His father's brother's child, who's lighter than my grandfather, was called a Zulu. Yet my grandfather, who is dark, was called a colored because they did what? A comb test. His hair was more cruiser than my grandfather. So he went to stay in Mbali, while my grandfather had to go and stay in the village. You get me? Then you look and you ask yourself, Hector Peterson now? Where did that surname came from? No, people will say, no, people changed their surnames back then. A whole lot of slaves changed their surnames. Every slave surname got changed. It's February, it's Abraham, it's Bruce, Wagner, it's whatever, bro. All colors come from Cape Town, come from slavery. We all migrated this side, all colors. What is a colored? A colored is a black person which is not from Africa mixed with a black person who is from Africa. So at the end of the day, these are black people. Later on, in 1652, is where we get now the propaganda machine. Jan van Riebeeck's story. No, these guys went on a mission because they understood that, hey, born. You know what these homies, they know they can breed. They can breed. There's my uncle alone. That man sits with 11, 12 kids who are all alive right now, one city. One man, my brother. You get what I'm saying? These niggas, they can breed. There's one man. No, he's got a soccer team, dog. Yeah. We don't even know if there's reserves, bro. We're still looking for the people who are bordering the bench.
Chief, I know a guy.
You know what I mean? That's our roots.
I know a man who was the one.
God, everyone told me about it. So now you understand. This is the thing of this is how you can see roots now. When you look at it, the white man saw that, hey, us, we don't like kids. We eating 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 is the most. We don't like it. These O's are sharing 12, 20, 31. Bonuses. They will outgrow us. Let us now mix with these. Because you must remember, the slaves came with a different type of, how I can say, flavor, and they mixed it with Mzansi flavor. So you must understand, these two flavors made another spice gold, my brother, another limited edition. And when you looked at these kids look fucking beautiful. They look like Cleopatra. And then now the Mlungu wants to go in. Let's look at who's this girl? Let's look at that girl what was staying in thing, my stalker, that yellow bone Zulu girl, Tuli, yeah, pretty girl, my brother. You know what I mean? So now we start getting girls like that, nah. We start getting girls like that. What do Mlungu sing? Hey, why they took Sarah Batman? They saw a white skin, big ass hips. They couldn't believe it. Once in England, they were wearing, all women were wearing big hips in their dress with the irons because they would respect that. They knew that was a god. They knew that having big hips, that's what they wanted. You get what I'm saying? Curves. So when they saw there's God, yeah, they couldn't believe it. So they had to, what do the Gentiles and these heathens tend to do? They tend to they're looking for God. They are going out looking for Him. They're trying to find Him in all the corners. Gandhi, they don't know this man is right here. Look in the mirror, or sometimes just be appreciated for the air you breathe. You know what I'm saying? Or because the Most High is in every living thing. You can't go looking for somebody, bro. Look for yourself first and you can find Him. You get me? No, they want to look for this person, so they put her in a cage. But then this was prophesied to the Israelites. Israelites will be what? They will be colonized. They will be segregated, slaved on ships. There's only one nation that went through this, throughout the whole world. The Aboriginals, which are black. The Negritos, the Malaysians, the Indonesians, the black ones. The Sibai Indians who came here to South Africa, the black ones, like the Sri Lankas. What's the story here? What's the story from Mfican when they were fighting the British people here, and what was a big story with the tribes, but it was also black. The Mozambicans were black. So when we look at the Mongolians were black, the West Africans were black. A lot of slavery happened in the southern Africa. And this is what I hate about Africa. You know what I hate about Africa? They don't even know their own fucking history, my brah. I know it. And they look at us South Africans like we don't know nothing. These others in Africa are stupid, my brah. You know why they say they're stupid? Because they got lack of knowledge. They're going around the world proving that they came, life starts there, in a desert. Imagine life starts there. They ask them what is there. No, can't start there. Where does life begin? It began Southern Africa. Southern Africa was Eden. Not that. Where's my other book? I have a book here. What will show you? Pharaoh even said in that book. Pharaoh says this. He says that northern Kush or northern Africa was called Africa. Southern Africa wasn't classified because it had feminine. It was dry. Not feminine. It had what you call it, feminine. It had no growth. You know what I mean? So now when you understand the history of South Africa, life begins here. The first Homo sapiens, the Adamites, come from here. You get me? They come from here. Everything started here. It's why you get God's window, Mpumalanga, God's calendar, cradle of mankind. What they forgot the table. I forgot what they call table, but that's why you get these places here. It's why they wanted to name it Azania. In Hebrew, it means God's hand or the hand of God or something. You get what I'm saying? It's a Hebrew name, Azania. You get me? So these people wanted to bring. So these people in Africa now believe a lie. So life starts in South Africa. They migrate to Egypt because of better pastures. We see this in the Bible with Joseph. Didn't they? Jacob had to go to Israel to look for wheat and water, and Joseph was second in charge. Right? Which we can say maybe is Ramesses because his DNA comes E1B1A. He's the only Egyptian with that E1B1A DNA. We can say that we don't know. You get what I'm saying? DNA, I don't even believe it, so it's a lie. Confuses people. Can tell you the city you're from. No, can tell you the country you're from, but not the city you're from. And I don't need that thing. I don't need something to tell me I'm from Africa. I know I'm from Africa. So then at the end of the day, Ramesses, okay, sharp, we'll say it's Joseph. He sees, and then they stay in this land. The Bantu stay there. And remember, when I say Bantu, I'm talking about Southern Africans. I'm not talking about every African. Because Bantus are not Africans, and Africans are not Bantu. You get what I'm saying? Bantu, you can even see. With everything, they best, bruh. And when we say this here, like how that bruh says, the Twi Bantu and what we all want. Actually, Bantu, the Southern African Bantus come from the Twi, bruh. Like, Christianity came and the mercenaries came and confused us and brought DNA and said, no, you are not the same. Yet we all come from the Kalahari. Or the Kalakadi, I could say. You get what I'm saying? We all come from this area. This is the cradle of mankind, the big five. It's where Noah jumped out. The Mount of Anak is right here in the Garden Route. Noah never jumped out in Turkey. Have you ever seen an animal in Turkey? What animal is in Turkey? Just tell me one animal in Turkey. Just give me one animal. And Noah jumped out of there where there's no. How many animals just in South Africa? Yet we a state of Africa, just a small portion. We're as big as California. We got the big five
on the man.
And we've got the best. Our great whites are the only great whites in the world what jumps out the sea. Jump out the ocean. They don't do that in Australia. They don't do that nowhere else. They only do that here. You get what I mean? We the only place in the world what has a perfect 4 season. This is called the land of mountains. Abraham journeyed to that land. You see. So now then the people come.
Father.
That's our ancestor. Yeah, the boss of the boss. Last number, Joe. General Justice. Yeah, he put us lame. He gave us honor. But then us, our ancestors, our ancestors never even teach us. That's why we are confused. So then what happens is now, you get these O's now, they migrate to Egypt. When it's time to come back home, they say no, they're migrating to South Africa. Okay, let us ask you something. Sharp. When we left South Africa, no one was cutting their face. No one was eating pork. No one was doing this nonsense. We get now where to? Remember, we just finished fighting. A lot of these homo naledies, these homo erectuses, I will call them like Canaanites or China, whatever these things are. We just finished clearing the land. The land is divided. And remember how South Africa is divided. Divided very nice, my brother. There's only no space. There's only space for who? The white man and the Indian. But when I say Indian, I don't mean to say, well, I'm racist. Indian went through slavery, they're part of us. But the white man, there's no space for him. Every tribe here has a space.
The 12 tribes.
Bruh, how many languages in South Africa?
12.
Now you get me. So we look at this thing here. For each tribe, there's a language. One Twara. When we go and we look at the customs, the altars, why did we go to the mountains and why did we still do these things today? You know what I'm saying? There's people in Cape Town are staying in a mountain there, my brother. They don't walk with anything clothed. They use nature and they don't have, you can say they're the Nazarenes like. They don't wear shoes, they don't cut their hair. You get what I mean? They eat from what the earth gives them. They're not hunting, they grow and what. They make altars, stone altars. We go into the Kalahari, we can go and see structures that are older than the so-claimed Canaanites, what they say, no, we the Canaanites. The people even said, we don't know this thing here. We know there was an ancient Southern Africa. That's how we got, what's this guy here? The guy who started, the richest guy in the world. What was his name?
Which one?
Of all time. Comes from West Africa.
Mensa Musa.
Mensa Musa, who comes in with Arab. Settles where? Where does Mensa Musa settle? He wanted to come and take over Great Zimbabwe because he couldn't understand, hey man, I'm not there, but it's prospering. Why did the Chinese come here in the year 800? That's how the Sothos wear the jackets on the horse. They got it from the Chinese with that hat. So where they got it from? Why did the Chinese come here in the 800s? So a lot of people want to tell me about West Africa. West Africa is only talking about 1600s. Hey, my bro, I will go to South Africa from the 300s. My bro, from civilization. We'll start from civilization. South Africa has always been enslaved by other nations. We've always been taken out to other nations. The most Bantus in the world, you'll find them in Southern Africa. Uzulu. They say it's Swahili, but Swahili they talking there is not Swahili. That's Arab nonsense there. Yakuba Kabashiwa is the Swahili they're supposed to be talking. The Hebrew Swahili. This thing is the colonized Swahili. So those even Tanzanians can't tell me, us, we still talk the proper language. Kondi. We still keep the language here. Because you can find, like I said, if you go to the Northern Cape, you can find the people they call hunter-gatherer, I don't know what nonsense these white people gave them. They had a written language they wrote on the stone. It was Aramaic. Looks just like Hebrew. There was 12 stones here in the calendar, Adam's calendar. There's only 11 now. Where's the one? Where's the one? It's in the fucking Roman Catholic Church, in the fucking... That's where the one. It's the law there. If anybody can go on Google or YouTube and go and write the law written on stone, spoken by the Rothschild, there's this interpreter what goes to the Vatican and he talks the stone they have. And that stone is the 12th stone of the Adam's calendar. They put it there. The Pope was more interested in this place than We've been going to America 1,000 years before this. Before the Vikings even, we were traveling to America. Bro, we made America. And a lot of people don't know that there.
So now this is what Putin is revealing now. The things you say.
Yeah. I never see what he reveals. But I trust him because you know why? Putin, you must understand some Putin. Putin loves his nation. Love a man who loves his nation, my brother. He loves Russians.
He puts it first.
He puts them first. Bro. Dog, that's nice. I wish we could put our fucking nation first. But he loves his nation. He's not going to worry about other nations. He doesn't believe in prophecy, but he's fulfilling prophecy. The kings of the East are really, the West is done, dog. Southern Africa is the only place I feel in this. If the world had to blow up right now, y'all ain't coming to Southern Africa, bruh. Because y'all can't. What's gonna blow up, bro? If you look at, go on to any analyst and let them see if a world war has to start, and look where they'll be fighting. Egypt and them are involved. You know how far from Egypt we are. You know how big is this continent? Yeah. It took us 40 years to walk from Egypt here. It took us 40 years to walk from Egypt here. That's resting, walking with the big crew. Bruh, this is a big continent. So people are trying to justify this thing by running. Not walking. They're not walking. They're not walking like how we walked. Relax, then walk, relax. You know how people walk. They don't walk like when you run or drive a motorbike to fucking Africa in 3 weeks. We could have did that long time if we were one. But now we're walking with a nation. We can't think about ourselves. So we got escape to Cairo. Or Cecil John Rhodes said it takes 43 years, 44 years journey on foot to make a train line from Cape to Cairo. How long did the Israelites walk in the wilderness? And then the people will say, no, they were walking in circles. I said, oh, so God is a fool. God will make you get saved to walk in circles. You think this is like a dog chasing his tail here? No, bro. Read scripture nicely, bro. They went to the wilderness. There is no wilderness in a desert. Because from Egypt to Northeast Africa, not this Middle East nonsense here. From Egypt to there. Show me one tree. Can we see a tree there? Or some bucks there chilling there. Yeah? Do you see a lion just saying, so what wilderness is that? Because the beasts are in the wilderness. They're only camels. And vultures. That's all. No fish. Fuck all, bro.
Dry animals.
The sand is even thirsty. So what you finding there? We also have a desert here, if they don't know. It's the oldest desert in the world. The desert we have. The oldest desert in the world. And this desert we have, right? It's got a big fucking river going through it. A huge ass river. With the big 5 in it. And also, if people don't know the history, like a jackal. Do you know what's a jackal, eh? A jackalas, is an African wolf. Go read what a jackal. Do you know we had an African bear?
That's why even in our tales, in African tales, they always talk about the jackal.
The jackal.
There's
the
always
wolf of the
about
night.
the jackal.
Yeah.
They always like.
They act like a wolf. They move in the night.
They use it as a metaphor.
A metaphor.
To say someone was acting like a jackal.
Like,
someone
you're acting like a chakalas now.
Yeah.
Chakalas.
Chakalas no friends.
Chakalas no friends, yeah. And then we also had a bear. Yeah. In Southern Africa. But they like to say it's in Morocco. Ask people that you will never ever find snow in Morocco as much as you find it here. You can snow, yes, we can agree. But every year we have the X Games in Lesotho. Ma bra, we get snow, bra.
But the people in Morocco, they're not Africans.
The whole of fucking, that whole area is not Africans. Those people are the same. Ma bra, check why the Most High said he's gonna destroy Palestine. And the inhabitants of Tyrus were staying there. Tyrus. Now remember, Japheth is Tyrus. So Ashkenazi comes out of Japheth. Ashkenazi is those fucking Jewish nonsense converts, liars they were staying there. So basically you have Edomites fighting who? Khazar or Ishmaelites or whatever you can say. So why are they doing that? Because like I said there, if you go to, I think it's in Psalms where it says that, is it Psalms or Proverbs? But somewhere, I'm confounded. But it says that I will destroy Edom, Ishmael. I'm confounded. But he does say how he's going to destroy Palestine and the inhabitants of Tyrus inside Palestine. So he talks about how Tyrus is inside Palestine, which we see this fake Israel is inside Palestine. Because Israel, the curse what was given to Israel was that you will forget who you are as a nation, you'll forget your name, you won't know yourself. You get me? This was the curse.
Call other people by their names.
Sure. So Paul was calling himself a Roman. Meantime, Paul in Hebrews, he'll tell you, my father was Hebrew, so was yours. I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. Paul says this. So we know Gentile means like how me and you today, we call ourselves South African. So we are being Gentile to our tribe right now. Mm-hmm. That's what Paul was doing. So that's what Israel done. These niggas who the Rothschilds made in the 1960, my brah, they want to come now and say, no, they're the chosen people because they are Edomites in Isaiah. Not Isaiah. Obadiah talks about them. There's no understanding in that man who came out the cave. Caucasian from the Caucasus Mountain. But there's no understanding in that man. So this nigga now, he wants to come and gawk at us because he took our truth and gave it in his language. And then put his
transliteration.
So he transliterated this whole thing. And then he put his gods into our culture.
And locked
and gave us a different language.
Into a museum.
And gave us a different language.
Into a vault.
And said, this is whose God. His name is no more Yahweh. His name is God now. We don't understand what you're talking. Because the language now. You see, the language got us divided. Because they hit us only with the language.
Yeah.
That's all they hit us with, a language. They played us like that. So now we start believing, no, this Bible, that these people are saying Jesus, it's the white Jesus. No, but then tell me, which white person ever went to the mountain to go and do circumcise, or did new moon celebration, or even wore the fringes, or a shembe, or went and did sacrificial laws, lebolad which European did this here? The only European here in the Bible is Alexander the Great. It's the first European here. Alexander the Great from the land of Chittim, which is Rome. You see, he's the first white conqueror of the known world then. But don't come and tell me that they are Alexander's kids are Israelites. No, bro. Oh, they are lying, just like the Lembe. They just like the Lembe. You see, the Lembe, I have a problem with the Lembe. Let's say we're going on DNA, because we love this DNA, a man-made goka, like religion. Yeah, because now you must remember, the Bible is not a religious book. It's a historic, cultural, tribe book. It talks only about the Israelites in the Bible. It's days. The lost 12 tribes of Israel.
That's why you know, the time me and you started talking about the word and
sure. When the spirit met each other.
Yeah, when the spirit met each other and we started facing the truth now. That time, I'm like, okay, so this guy is talking about this. Let me go and search what I can find now on my own and combine it with what he's saying.
Yeah, you were the first person ever to tell me that the Khoisans were traveling from island to island. To the Americans. And then I heard this from Hidden Colors. Another guy comes and says, yes, the Khoisan were here 1,000 years. Do you know the Native Americans are Khoisans?
That's why I actually saw it. But before that, I was saying, after we faced the truth, and then I went to do my own research.
Sure.
I come across this book now. It's called Indigenous by Credo Muto. I don't want to lie, bruh. It's like, I don't know.
Hey, Credo Muto was very deep, bruh. That man confuses me, bruh.
Very powerful.
He's very deep because you know why? The Bible tells us this. Every man who dreams a prophet and it comes true is of the Most High. Any man. That's what the Bible says. All that niggas prophets came true. All these prophecies came true. But then he confuses me. He confuses me with the spit game. Like, hey, that nigga could have been the best rapper in the world.
That's why I'm trying to tell you about the book. That's why I'm trying to tell you.
He hits you with metaphors.
The book, actually, if you look at it, if you read the book and you know the Bible, you're going to feel like you're reading the same thing, but now
in a different language.
From a different perspective.
Yeah, language now. Just language. And language will give you understanding. On the street.
That book.
So now what happens is the white people, they change it to language. And when the white people change this Bible, the Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, you know, like the proper Hebrew, like, and we're speaking some of them today because there were kicks in Hebrew. So when they were talking this Hebrew, right, they took a word like, for example, wankaza. And they couldn't explain it now. In one word, like, couldn't give it direct. They had to give it with a sentence or to say, well, ish. But they never wrote this in the Bible. So then they take a word like virgin. And they go tell you, virgin now. This is what they tell you. Virgin means someone that never went. This is English. Virgin is someone who never had sex. Oh, wait, hold on. I went to school. I'm of the old syllabus. Me. OBE. So I know virgin means two things. means someone who never had sex, but it also means an unmarried daughter. In English, a virgin means unmarried daughter. Because there was a nursery rhyme that says the king chose the damsel.
Is a slave.
Or yes, or concubine, or whatever nonsense. But then there was a nursery rhyme in school we used to sing that the kings married the damsels. The kings married the damsels. I look, what's a damsel? It's a woman that never got penetrated, and I'm saying, oh, transliteration can hit you fucked. So now what happens is a lot of people think that Mary, who is not from the tribe of Judah, gave birth to Jesus from an angel. So that angel was from the tribe of Judah. No, Joseph is from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah.
His seed went into Mary.
Yeah.
Mary, yes, she is a virgin, unmarried daughter. Get it in the Strong's Concordance. I think I can write it.
They actually broke the law.
Go to the King James Strong Concordance. So what they did, they broke the law because the law says no sex before marriage. But remember the custom of Hebrew. You choose your bride, or you choose when the children are small. Families will come together and say, these two are promised to be married. So they were going to be married. That's why grace was given to them. If we read the scriptures nicely, it tells us that story. You get what I mean? But people want to go and believe Esther's story. Ashtar. Go read Jeremiah. I think it's Jeremiah 7. They must go read that nicely. The heaven, what? The queen of heaven. They want to listen to that story because Nimrod, his mother, right, sleeps with him. Right? Nimrod dies. They call Nimrod Baal. They make Nimrod a god. Right? See where this Jesus story comes from? It's not from now, in the New Testament. It's from Genesis, this shit. So Nimrod arrived, they make him a god. So the woman said, you see, Nimrod is in heaven. He came down to me, I'm sleeping. He put a baby in my stomach. This lady. Easter. In his death. That's like, have you ever, bruh, this dog will never ever see a spirit in his life, bro. Because I don't think a dog just barks at it and says, like, no, a dog got ears. It can sense and feel. But bruh, we can't see spirits, dog. We can't feel spirits, dog. How it's penetrating you. How it's gonna top off you. Okay, sharp. So the spirit. So she says to everybody, hey, born. Nimrod came and made me pregnant. You check. She gives birth to this child. They call him the Son of God now. So you got Nimrod, Father God, small g. Esther, Mother God, small g. And then, what is his name? Tamarius or Samaritan? Sun God, small g. Doesn't this look like something familiar? What they say, Jesus, God, Mary or something. But remember though, in the Bible, where does it say we must pray a woman? Where does it tell the woman that they are equal to men? No. When woman had the power, woman deceived man. When they had the power, that's why God forbade a woman to talk to men. It started in the beginning of Eve. It's not me who wrote the Bible. I have never wrote this Bible. I will read it. I don't care which pastor with a cheese cup can come here and tell me. Because you're not supposed to cut your hair.
With the cheese cup.
With a cheese cup. I don't care. Eating pork, having a nice... where's his fringes? He doesn't present me with the law and you want to come tell me the law.
You don't keep the law.
Oh, you don't keep the law. My bro. And then I hit him with scripture. You know what that man does? You know what the pastors do? They close the Bible and they talk to me. Me, I don't do that. I don't do that. I have someone next to me who's going to talk the Bible to you. Tell you the Bible if you don't want to tell yourself. And I'm going to tell you scripture with scripture. We're probably going to go with one verse. We're going to have 120 verses to explain one verse. This man will have 120 assumptions to explain his verse. That's what he does. With his cheese cup. He takes out the knowledge out of his... Your hair is the extension of your brain. Your hair is the extension of your brain. Your hair falls off when it's too much or when it's not used. It comes off. The Most High says, don't take your hair off the roots. Don't take it off your roots. You can cut your brush cut. You can have a low fade. But don't take the menorah blade now and... Because your oppressors did that. No, we want to cut our knowledge and tell you we have knowledge. Then we read a 66-book Bible.
You're removing the roots from the tree.
Yeah, no.
Pioneer tree.
Yeah, and then we want to tell you about knowledge at that same time. we removed our knowledge, extension of our knowledge, and then we come with a quarter truth book. We come with a 66 book. NIV, New English, whatever translation, which is translating English. How can English translate English? So let's look like there's a 442 going in this Bible. Because I know King James. King James never wrote the Bible. People must go read King James nicely. King James was an author and he was a reader. When he got scholars together, he got 25 Hebrew scholars to translate the Old Testament. The New Testament is written in Greek. He got 25 Greek scholars to translate the Greek. And then when they wrote that Bible, the King James Bible, they didn't know the order, but they wrote, King James knew the order by him being an author or a writer. When you know something, you know where the beginning is.
According to how
his understanding is. And then after he writes the Bible, he writes a strong concordance for the Bible. So when you get to certain words like virgin, you get what I mean? You can go and see that it doesn't mean someone would never had sex in that content. And then after that, he writes an encyclopedia and a dictionary. Telling me all his Bibles, explaining this thing. He never wrote the Bible. I don't care if he's a homosexualist and this. He never wrote the Bible. He was a scholar. He was educated. It's like now I go to varsity and I tell a person, PhD, please put these books together. I found. He can do it because...
Or ask someone to write you a book.
Or write it according to what you see. He can write it because he studied for it. King James was a writer.
An author.
He was an author. He never wrote the Bible. He translated the Bible. You see, he wrote, I think it's 88 if I'm not confounded, but he wrote more than 66 books because it was the Old Testament, Apocrypha, New Testament. So the Apocrypha tells you what happened in the middle.
Yeah.
You get
me? The missing part.
The missing links. You get me? So he wrote, he translated it. He wrote dictionaries. Now go tell me if NIV did the same thing. Go tell me if the Good News Bible did the same thing. Go tell me if the new King James. No, the new King James Bible. I don't know why who's the new? Have you ever heard of a King New? I only know one King James, bro. I've never heard of a new King James in my life. Imagine the new King Charles.
It's new for it.
Or
the new translation.
Or the new Queen Diana. Or imagine just bruh, I'm not a fool, bro. It's translated because they wanna go and take when they say Esau was born all red. Now the new translation says his hair was red. Don't come make me a fool. The Bible is about bloodline. Finish and clear. It's about bloodline. Christianity is not a culture. It's not a tribe. It's not a clan. It's a man-made thing. All religion. Islam's walk around in circles, praying stones. Leviticus 26 verse 1 tells us not to do that. Even if we can go to Psalms, where I think it says David, where he's talking about how these Ishmaelites and these Edomites and these Ammonites, they must be dealt with, just like how the Most High dealt with another tribe. You get what I'm saying? You check. So now he tells you there that he doesn't like all nations. He says that, Christianity come. No, Christianity, religion. Bro, and I love religion. You see, like where we stayed, they were the rest. Yeah, when I first got there, they came to me, little motherfuckers, dog. Hey, lucky lockdown came. Hey, but they came to me at the right time. I was like, no, how? Zeus, my bro. Yeah, the Jehovah's. Now you must understand this Methodist church, né? Out of all the churches, out of all the lies, they are the most woke liar. You get what I'm saying?
They're liar.
They're the most, because they keep one law, Shabbat. So Methodist, Jehovah's, Seventh-day Adventists is one thing. Who is from a delusional person called Ellen G. White. I already exposed her. I already done with her. I already showed people that she read her prophecies from the Apocrypha and she said she fell on her head and then God gave her this thing. Lies, but she owned slaves. The Church of America, I can expose you all of it. Just like the Church of Rome. So then I come with this religious story. I tell them, no, bruh. No. God never made religion. No, what religion you talking about? They hit me with feelings. And then they come like this here. For God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son. I finished them right there. Oh, okay. Do you know how to read the Bible? Tell me, how does the Bible tell you to read the Bible with the Bible? They give me assumptions that they close the book, they shut. And I say, wait. Let's just go to Isaiah 28 verse 9. We read Isaiah 28 verse 9. It says, whom shall he teach knowledge? Whom shall he teach doctrine? You get what I'm saying? Doctrine. For precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here little, there little. So if I'm looking at the word, world, I must go to all the verses of where there's the word world in it. Write it down or put it in order and see which world this nigga's talking about. So for which world does God love? Isaiah tells us, I'm compounded with the chapter. For God, what? Israel is the world without end. We know that for God so loved the world is Israel. That he gave his only begotten son. Who is the begotten son? Here we go to, Esdras says, oh Father, why have you begotten me? Your firstborn. When I go to...
Which one? Exodus?
Esdras. Let me find it for you. Esdras. You check. When we understand. Remember something. Israel is the firstborn. God said he's going to beget him. You get what I'm saying? People are going to say, no, he's talking about Jesus Christ. I'm asking myself, but isn't Jesus Christ the first creation God made? Of course, God makes the heaven and the earth. And then he saw that there was darkness. And he says, let there be light. And there was light. And this was the first day. He says, this is day one. So what was the first creation? Wasn't it Jesus, the light? He saw the light was good. You see, he saw the light was good. Because Genesis is very plural. The first 3 chapters. But he saw the light was good. So the people say, no. That same light came and gave Moses the laws. Walked with Isaiah. Walked with Ezra. Brother, the light was always there. It's just that now, when the light came to show us how to walk the law, how to fulfill the law, we want to say, no, this is when the son was born. Huh? So now when you say this now, you are contradicting everything God said. So then now, Christianity's, where they start, they like to start in the New Testament. I've never, ever, I went to school, and my teacher always told me this, whenever you start something, start from the first page. Anything. You write or you read, you start from the... When you go to Christianity, they don't start with the first page.
They skip.
They go to John and they will tell you, I am the light. They will tell you what Jesus says, I am the light. Bruh, let's start by the beginning. What does God make in the first day was the light? Jesus is the light.
My brother, they skip so much that...
They sweat.
I found this verse. I never heard it in church. This one of... why am I forgetting this verse and the name? But there's a book in the Bible. I think you might remember it or check it for me.
Yeah.
Where it talks about divorce.
But write a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tell you straight, if the woman is not good for you and you see that this person is not good for you.
And what it tells the woman, it says to the woman, for you have been married, you can't be married again.
Yeah.
If you get married again, you are a whore. You can't. So now the woman go and say, no, I'm going to divorce and marry there. Now you understand what you are doing to yourself. A man, God, okay, sharp. God, let's say God made 10,000 men, 10,000 females, right? And we are all split in 1,000 tribes, so there's 10 tribes. And we decide as men, we want to fucking fight each other. So we left now down to 500 men. There's 10,000 women. What happens in that situation? How many women to a man? So why you think God allowed polygamy? Why you think? It's only for bishops and pastors to not marry 2 wives. Because they will forget the laws and whatever they're doing. You get what I'm saying? Look at the Pope. He don't even have a wife. He's doing a whole wrong thing.
He's faggot.
He's even sleeping with dogs.
Faggot.
I don't know if he's gone beyond the faggot, bro. You see Esau. The Nathaniel. What they call him? Whoa, what's those words? Anyway, let me get you the...
Esau.
Esdras.
Esau with the red skin.
Esau, the red skin, bro. So at the end of the day, my guy, when we look at this thing, we want to come and say, no. You know what they say? They'll tell you, no, this guy, what he doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, no, he don't know what he's talking about. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, sharp, go look at all the prophets in the Bible. Weren't they in slavery?
My brother.
Most of the prophets were in slavery.
Like the other day now, when it was New Year.
Yeah.
I posted about it.
Yeah.
There was like 1 or 2 people who were like, hey man, tell me about this thing. I'm like, okay, I'm not telling you nothing. Because now I'm going to tell you something and you're going to take this thing as if it comes from me.
That's the thing.
Don't come from me.
They don't listen.
Yeah.
They don't listen.
This thing don't come from me.
They don't listen.
Check. You know what you do? You got your Bible, you got your internet.
Go read yourself.
Go read Exodus 12 verse 2.
It tells us.
You go down with it.
So
if
now,
you don't understand that the Bible's talking to you, you black, you Judah. Go to Deuteronomy.
And the worst part, Judah is in his land.
28.
It's Judah in his land. So now what we've got Southern Africa, which is the one tribe of Israel. Then we've got the Americans and what, which is another tribe. So you have Southern and Northern Kingdom. When they come back to, you see, Israel must come back together. You see, they have to come back together. When they come back together, then everyone will believe. When it's too late, but they must come back together. How? We will see how it can happen. How we not know it's the end of the world? A lot of people, ooh, it's the end of the world. Ooh, there's a 3-day eclipse. Okay, sharp. Most High says the whole earth will see the darkness. Not only America. You know what I'm saying? So we go by prophecies. They must be all fulfilled. So now you get these Christians, they coming with this. You know what Christian and Islam, you know what I hate about this and in Judaism? They all use assumptions. They don't use the proof. They don't use the proof, bruh. They never use, Judaism never uses Judaism never uses the Torah. They go to the Talmud or Talmud, whatever that nonsense is. The Islam goes to the Quran, right? The Christians go to their own fucking head, bro. Oh, they will tell you. They will tell you. Ooh, they don't even know. They don't even know if they go to Wisdom of Solomon. They must go read Wisdom of Solomon, one of the chapters. It talks about them, how these Greeks made these stones. You must remember, bruh. Spiritual fornication. That's where the start of sin came. Who made us do this? What is this? Like, why? You know, I'm blessed to meet, bro. I always say like this. I'm blessed to meet autists. Like me and my cousin, we are family, but we couldn't vibe because my cousin was too much of the world. We come from the same place. It's not easy to. I can understand. Sometimes I don't know how to understand because I was there with you, and I'm still doing the same things you're doing, but there's a time and a place for me to do this thing. Bruh, I wish I could drink every day. I can't, dog. I wish I could chow fucking whatever I wanted to do every day. I'm financially stressed, bruh. We all are. We're born with handicaps. So my cousin wants to live this life of having a cherry. He wants to live this life of getting a job. He wants to live, bro, you know, his life was set for him. I love his box. But I was also in that same box until I took myself out of that box and found myself like, shit, bro, hey, everywhere I work, bruh, I've always been exploited. Even at Tshwane, Spooka, there's our mayor, bruh. You get what I'm saying? That's the same thing. Now I can understand why, but that's another day for politics. But I'm like, bro, cause maybe in life, bruh, if it's not working, it's not for it, bruh. So maybe you trying to find the jobs and this, it's not us. Let's try to say what we, or let's hit a number, or let's do something.
Let's try something
and
else.
And have a hustle. Cause I've did it before, it worked. I had a little bit of a house, it worked. You weren't here to see it, but it worked. I have witnesses. You get what I'm saying? My cousin wants to see my friends I'm coming with and then starting to throw his bones there. And I told him, no, we're not on the same frequency, me and you, my bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why, bro. We're from the same struggle, but we're not on the same. He tells me, no, you have peace with yourself. I'm like, then why don't you?
Exactly.
Why don't you? Why do you drink and you know you're gonna swear and fight? Why do you do that? Why when I drink I wanna just laugh?
Why do you make it a violent trip when it's supposed to be a celebration?
When I drink I wanna laugh and have a happy time. You get what I'm saying? And go to sleep and wake up and everybody must say, hey, thank you. Or hey, did you sleep okay? Not tell me this, hey bruh, did you see yourself yesterday? What happened?
What happened to you?
What happened?
Was
I
it a
don't
blackout
need that,
or what?
bruh. I don't need that. And then it fits the stereotype, bruh. It fits that. Oh, basta, man, balahla.
Yeah.
Alanda. Abanamqondo babatunta no. So now so now at the end of the day, so I tell my cousin, you must understand, for me to have this peace, ne? I found out I'm in Pretoria, boss.
012.
01 play Doom. Last